Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Veterans to Military Comedy Show. If you're sitting at home, whether you have your pants on or not, you can share this to one military person or to a veteran-owned business or to a veteran organization or heck, a first responder. Share it with people that really are serving our country in one way or another or have. We would really appreciate it. Today on the show, we've got some great comedy for you. Every week, we have a special Bob Hope guest spot to honor someone. And today's guest is sitting in the wings to be our headliner. And her name is Charisse Savarin. There she is. We love her for serving. We'll get into that later. Thank you so much for coming and being a part in the Bob Hope spot. I'd like to tell you guys a little bit about myself. I just had a birthday. Thank you. Back in March, but still, I turned 21 for the third time. I'm killing it with the 21. I feel so young this week because on Wednesday at 9:21 p.m., it was the 9th minute. Well, the 9th minute, 9:21:21 was the 9th minute, 9:21 minutes. I'm going to mess this up. Minutes, hours, days, weeks, years. Okay. It was 9:21 like 6 or 7 times. And I'm only 21 times 3 plus none of your business. So I'm feeling young. Yeah. I love to mess with New Yorkers, them tough New Yorkers. I love to mess with them. And I do it by telling them with my big smile, I'm from the Upper West Side. And they're like, we don't smile as much as you. And I'm like, well, you should. You have so much to be my Pollyanna answers. Yeah, don't try it with New Yorkers. I say, no, I'm from the Upper West Side of the US map, Oregon. It's still a Googleable thing. Yeah. I technically come from a town that none of you have ever heard of, ever in the news lately at all. Portland, Oregon. Am I right? Nothing. You got nothing, right? Oh my gosh, my town. Oh my God. In my day in the 50s, Portland was so quiet and serene. It was serenely racist, but we can have memories that are good even despite the despicable history we have in Portland. Yeah. It was so quiet in my hometown. I used to ride a really slow trolley all the way downtown to shop fast. Okay, shoplift fast, whatever. Have you ever been so good at something you had to quit? I had to quit. I was too good. Oh my gosh. And I hate to brag, but I will. I almost made a 5 and dime store with a soda fountain turn into a non-profit. Who does that? Only me. I had to quit. Yeah. That was the 50s when I was born and raised, the 60s when I didn't get caught for shoplifting. And I went back to the store and I said, I'm so sorry. I see that was the wrong thing to do. What can I do to make it up? And she said, just don't come back. That's the way you make things square. I'll tell you, I never got caught, never got in trouble, but fast forward to the 70s, I became a wanted woman. And I found it out at the post office. Awkward. Oh, you never want to find it out there. His eyes followed me everywhere. He looked right at me and he said, I want you. Okay, it was Uncle Sam. It was a poster of Uncle Sam. He wanted everybody, but of course I took it personally. You know, I'm a boomer. We never said no to a man. We did whatever they said. So I joined the army. And they took my little half Jewish derriere, because this is my clean set, and they put me smack in the middle of Germany. Oh my gosh. They should have checked my record. Take that, Hitler. Yeah, I had a lot of fun in Germany. Oh my gosh. Yeah. While men, it was in the 70s, 1973, and while our men and women were over in Vietnam in the bushes fighting for our freedom, your girl was over in Germany in a little tiny group called YITA, Y-I-T-A. Never heard of it? That's because I made it up with my too big a smile. It's called Yodeling in the Alps. That's what I did. Edelweiss, Lederhosen, you know, I was into the time off. I did count money in a cage. I was a cashier, which I took very seriously. You know, circle back to being a little bit Jewish. I like money, but half of the time they were having me count the money out, and I prefer to count it in. So wasn't that interested in my real job. So yeah, they put me in a town on a post, the only woman. Why do you think I'm still smiling at 70 years of age? I have good memories, a few bad ones, but we'll let that go. Yeah. I was really bad at math, unless it has to do with 21 times 3, you know, that kind of math is fine because that confuses people. But I was bad at the normal math. So it's a good thing I joined the military for 3 long years, because being the only woman, I was continually trying to figure out how many times a day are they going to try to shove 2,000 into one and have any kind of a remainder at all. The answer was about 2,000 times a day, but somebody said 17 on stage is a lot funnier. So 17 times a day. But yeah, I was now my life is about doing comedy for the military and veterans. Anytime I'm making people like Liz or David or even Charisse, because she's served the military, when I'm making you guys forget what you had to do to make us laugh today or yesterday, I get tingly all over my body, from the top of my fake blonde hair to the bottom of my stilettos. I get tingly. And that's how I know I'm always going to go out and find another GI spot. Thank you for your service to me, everybody. I'm Linda Marcus Smith. Thank you so much. And I'd love to give this show to my amazing co-host, Liz Freesius.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for our main host, Linda Marcus Smith. Linda Marcus Smith, you can catch her on all sorts of interviews. She has been known to interview Sinbad and Tommy Chong. She has done over 700 interviews of our comics, bookers, club managers. Absolutely outstanding lady. Please check her out online. See what she's up to lately, because I guarantee you there's some mischief in there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage. He's a veteran of the U.S. Army. He is now a member of the Veterans of Comedy. Put your hands together for David G. Scott.
Yay.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Linda. And this should be a lot of fun. A little bit about myself. I recently got an Apple Watch. I wore it to bed the first night I had it, and next morning at 7 o'clock and buzzed and said, "Get up." No. Apparently it monitors my heart rate and my breathing, so I nicknamed it Santa Claus. Yeah, because it knows when I'm sleeping, it knows when I'm awake, but if it ever figures out if I've been bad or good, I'm going to throw it in the lake. Oh, there. Recently, my son said to me he was proud of me because he heard I was starting to listen to rap music. And I said, no, you misunderstood. What I said was, last time I fell, I heard my hip pop. Although we live on a narrow lot in Midtown Kansas City, I recently got a small John Deere tractor. And let me tell you, I love my John Deere tractor. I have all the attachments, backhoe, snowplow, lawnmower. Last fall, I bagged a 6-point buck, and the other day I mounted its antlers on the front of my little tractor. I told my wife, Wanda, it wasn't a mule deer or a white-tailed deer. It was a John Deere deer. Wanda was not amused. She said that since I loved it so much, I should refer to it as my dear John Deere. I told her she was mistaken and that I should refer to it as my dear John Deere deer. Wanda was not amused and suggested that I sell it. She said that before I did, maybe I should write it a Dear John letter. I told her she was mistaken and it should be called a John Deere Dear John letter. Wanda was not amused and said I should call it my Dear John Deere Dear John letter. I told her she was mistaken and it should be called my Dear John Deere Dear Dear John letter. Wanda was not amused and said, sell it! Just sell it! Yep, you stopped my video there. Hello, I'm still here.
Yeah.
We can hear you. We just can't see you.
Oh, that's probably a good thing.
Just a second.
Anyway, a little bit more about me. When I was a teenager, I was in a gang. We called ourselves, there I am. We called ourselves the Electrical Workers Union Local 412. Our gang color was bright orange, which we wore on reflective vests. We wore hard hats backwards because we were rebels. Our gang symbol was the same symbol utility companies used to indicate where to install a street light. And let me tell you, our neighborhood, very well lit. Here's something. Whoever said words can't hurt me has never been hit with a dictionary. Let's take a moment to stop and be grateful that our internal organs don't itch. Keep an eye out for my new cookbook called It's Expired, Throw It Away. I've started saying I'm allergic to foods I don't like. It's just easier that way. I love waking to the sound of birds arguing with their spouses. Food for thought, exactly how dead is a doornail? There's $1 million idea, a smoke alarm that turns itself off when you yell, I'm just cooking. My name is David. I did not name my son David. I wish I'd named him Harley, so he could refer to himself as Harley, David's son. Every morning, 2 cute little ducks come visit me on my patio, and I've started giving them bread. My friend Don said, don't do that. If they eat too much bread, they'll get sick and die. I said, I know. I hate ducks. The other day, I helped an old man cross the street by repeatedly honking at him. If I only had one word to describe myself, it would be not very good at following instructions. My two favorite kinds of music are love songs and songs that welcome me to the jungle. The other day, I ate an entire can of Pringles, but was very disappointed. There were only 3 of them, and they were all tennis ball flavored. Shout out to my 4 favorite bags, punching, grab, barf, and Papa's got a brand new. Ain't no drag. Look for my action figure, which is now available. It's just me lying on a couch watching Netflix. But you have to buy the TV separately. Whoever put full volume doorbells in commercials never owned a dog. Does anybody sell calendars by the month? Because I don't know if I'm ready to commit to an entire year. Linda was talking about money. I'd like to have some money. I'd like to be rich enough to buy a Jeep and replace the spare tire on the back with a giant glazed donut. I'm jealous of armadillos. They can curl up into a ball and just lie there, and people think it's okay. I'm also jealous of butterflies. They eat like crazy for several days, then they take a nap, and when they wake up, they're absolutely gorgeous. As I get older, people tell me to exercise. I thought they said extra fries. I recently found out I'm pregnant. Yeah, at least that's what the sign said on where I parked at the grocery store. My phone just filmed a 3-hour documentary of life inside my pocket. Here's something I've started doing. Instead of going to Starbucks, I write my name on a cup, I pour coffee into it, yell my name out, and then set a $5 bill on fire. The problem with the road less traveled is the poor cell phone reception. I'm hungry, but not that hungry. I could only eat a pony. And there's something Liz knows. Going above beyond is always a good idea. Unless you're trying to land an airplane. On an aircraft carrier. Then in nursing homes, the code word for toilet is mustard. Yeah, specifically gray poupon. My cousin's band has trouble getting gigs. I blame the name they've chosen for the band, which is Closed for Repairs. It's particularly tough when they perform with their favorite band, which is called Plumbing Problems. Because then on the marquee it reads, tonight only, closed for repairs with plumbing problems. Anyway, I'm about out of time. My name is David G. Scott. I do clean comedy. So check out my website, davidgscottcleancomedy.com. Thank you. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Linda.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for David G. Scott. Now, David, where can we find you next? Where's your next show?
My next show is actually tonight. It's in somebody's backyard, so that was by invitation only. But I'm on this show Saturdays with Linda and Liz. And then I also have a couple gigs coming up at nursing homes. I perform at nursing homes in the metropolitan area. So they've opened back up for comedy. I have one coming up this next week, though, where they want me to perform wearing a mask.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm going to take my Boba Fett mask and wear it.
You said metropolitan area. Which metropolitan area are we talking about?
Kansas City, Missouri, not to be confused with Kansas City, Kansas.
Outstanding. Well, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for David G. Scott.
Yay.
Now, yes, I am your co-host, Liz Breezius. Here's the situation. Linda, you're from Portland, right?
Yeah.
David, where's your hometown?
My hometown is Quincy, Illinois. I currently reside in Kansas City.
And then Charisse is from Toronto, currently living in LA. Here's the situation. I grew up in the Navy. So you guys get hometowns. When I was born, I came with a map, a compass, and a personalized game of Where's Waldo. I went to 6 different schools before first grade. My teachers couldn't figure out why I was reciting the French alphabet with a Texas accent. Kindergarten graduation, I got voted most likely to be the new kid. You guys grew up with the electric company. I grew up with the Nightmare on Sesame Street. My parents mainstreamed me. Who knew that Sesame Street came with built-in bullying? You know, one of these things is not like the others. One of these things just doesn't belong. You guys get high school reunions. I have to pay $8,000 to get to every single high school I ever went to my entire freaking life. So of course, once I graduated, what do? I turned around and joined the Air Force. Air Force Academy is a weird place. Not only is it a university and a military installation, it's also a tourist attraction. We started calling it the Blue Zoo. They take 4,000 of us every day at lunch and parade us in front of the tourists. We didn't realize how fitting it was till somebody noticed the sign that says, "Please don't feed the cadets." 4 years of that, you get a guaranteed good job on how to kill people and break things. I make a lot of jokes of being military, but I loved being military. I spent 30 years in. The toughest thing is having family members where you're trying to explain what a military job is. So my husband, who's also a military veteran, we go back home, we're seeing his family, and here's Aunt Vera, 3 sheets to an enlisting. Liz, I haven't seen you and Richard in so long. Will you keeping yourself? So, well, we're in the military. Richard's flying tankers. What's that? It means he refuels other aircraft. Oh, so he's a gas station attendant, is he? My Jimmy was just made night manager of Circle K. Tell Richard it could be in a bum. You got any kids? I said, no, I'm a squadron commander, which means I've got troops that wreck the cars and knock up their girlfriends the same as any teenagers.
Right.
Well, my Jimmy just had his 6th. Now here's the situation. If you know anything about my husband's cousin Jimmy, guy's a total deadbeat. He's got 5 girlfriends and he doesn't pay child support for any of those kids. Oh yeah, it's a biblical thing. How do you figure? Well, the Bible says be fruitful and multiply. It doesn't say anything about paying child support.
Right.
Worst thing about it, Jimmy is such a deadbeat, he wouldn't even take his oldest kid to job day at school. They sent my husband instead. So here goes little Jimmy Jr. running up. Teacher, my cousin Richard's here. And what does Richard do for a living? He passes gas. Tanker pilot, #1 job among first grade boys. Yeah, I love being military, but as we all know, at some point in time, all good things have to come to an end. And of course, for military types, and Charisse, I don't know if you've ever encountered this, the Transition Assistance Program. It's the school they send us military types to try and teach us how to be civilians. I did so badly at it, they sent me to remedial training. I sit down with the career counselor. The guy looks at me, he says, Liz, what are you good at? I said, killing and bombing. Stand-up comedy? I said, sign me up. See, most people starting out in comedy are half my age. They're worried about disappointing their parents. I got to disappoint the entire Department of Defense. Actually, honest broker here, I did manage to disappoint my mom. I turned 50 last year, and my mom gave me a t-shirt for my birthday that says, bleeping off the entire planet, one person at a time. After half a century, you'd think she'd quit underestimating me. I can annoy the entire planet in 5 minutes or less, so your next war is free. I even managed to annoy my mother-in-law on my wedding day.
Wow.
Oh, she caught me at the center of the church and said, "Your two sisters seem so normal." True story. The catch is, so do her 12 ex-husbands. I'm not taking marriage advice from somebody who's upgraded their spouse more than their cell phone. Yeah, I will admit that after all that time in the military, I don't know a whole lot, but I do know a couple things to be absolutely true. A football is not a baseball. A baseball is not a soccer ball. And a pretzel stick is not a pretzel. A stick is something you use to cram down the throat of the person who won't shut up at the baseball game or the football game or the soccer game. Of course, you know you've got these guys that are going to sit there and go, "Now, Liz, you've got to realize in Europe, a soccer ball might be called a football." Let me guess, this is the type of guy who invented the pretzel stick. I bet you they were the kid who ate paste in first grade.
Yeah.
I bet you these were the guys who thought ABBA was a good idea. I bet you these were the geniuses who were convinced that parachute pants were cutting edge fashion back in the 80s. See, here's the situation. When you look at this, a pretzel was a reward for piety. It was something that monks gave a kid who knew their prayers. The problem is you got these guys who are convinced now that a pretzel stick is somehow a better option. These guys should not be allowed to vote. They should not be allowed to breed. They should not be allowed to get the prize out of the Cracker Jack box. You know, think about it. It's a form of communion. Back then it was wine and a wafer. Nowadays it's beer and a pretzel.
Right.
And the guy in the bar praying to high heaven that his wife doesn't catch him after his 5th, 6th, 7th beer and his 8th, 9th, 10th pretzel. The worst problem with this is we've got all these companies that are bailing on board. You got Utz, you got rolled gold, you got combos. What is an Utz? It sounds like it sounds like what somebody would say when they get stabbed in the back for bringing a stick instead of a pretzel. Utz. And a combo. I got news for you. All a combo is what you get when a pretzel stick copulates with a Hot Pocket. Oh, yes, after all those years in the military, my husband and I retired. And so we're now out here in Phoenix. And Phoenix is a really weird place because everything out here bites, scratches, stings, burns, or is poisonous, including Tinder dates. Hey, I'm 50 years old. When I was a kid, we used Tinder to burn things.
Right.
Apparently it hasn't changed. See, they did an interview recently with a bunch of young ladies and said, "Hey, would you really date a 30-year-old man who lives with his mom?" Response came back, "No, but we date a 30-year-old man who lives with his wife." Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for me. But now, put your hands together. My God, we have the Bob Hope spot coming up. She's been with the U.S. Armed Forces tours in the Middle East and the Caribbean. She's been on TV with She's So Funny, To Tell the Truth, and Millionaire Marathon. Put your hands together for Charisse Savarin.
Love a Millionaire Marathon.
Millionaire matchmaker, millionaire matchmaker.
Anyway, great to be here. Veterans, any of you that aren't attracted to me, you're gay. Continue. I want to say this. First of all, I did entertain the troops quite some time ago. And I remember it was so weird because I opened up for this all-girl band, you know, and they were like 20. And I was just a wee bit older. And I thought, how am I going to get you guys on my side? So I used to tell them, you're going to have your vegetable before you get your dessert. That I never lie. That's why I'm still a renter. You know, this Zoom thing is something else, you know? I feel like I'm married again. I'm talking and no one's responding. Oh yeah. Anyhow, also, I don't know if you can really help me with this, but I'm looking for new headshots. I don't know. Do you know the Denny's photographer? What he can do for a strawberry? Imagine what he could do for my head. I definitely want the picture retouched because I've been touched incorrectly for quite some time. Let's continue. Anyway, thank you so much, you know, really. And not only am I a woman of a certain age, but I am a woman of a certain rage. I'm at a point in my life where I should have a couple of profitable divorces under my belt. What happened? Instead of whizzing by, I should be whizzing by the 99-cent store. You know what I mean? With my newly refurbished lips. And, you know, and whatever you call that license thing with updated stickers. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I will say this, too. I do look terrific. I don't wait for compliments anymore. I don't have time. How old do you think I am? Time's up. See what I mean? Oh, but here's the thing, okay? Okay. A lot of women my age, we're being ignored. Like when Linda was talking about the wanted posters, a lot of us would love to be wanted. Hello. And boy, would we ever. And I don't understand it. Like, you know, you go to the store and you pay more for eggs that are hormone free. We are hormone free. And we're free. What are you gonna Okay. I just want to say this. Gratitude is everything. Okay. Like a lot of women, they're upset because their husband has a roving eye. But you know, when you think about it, the other eye must be monogamous. Your joke. Okay. Anyhow, okay. Now here's the thing though. I don't mean to brag, but I'm finally at an age where I feel comfortable in my own skin. Isn't that great? You can't answer it. That's okay. I love it because all my bills are paid. I'm married. Okay. Great. You know why I feel comfortable in my own skin? Because it's loose. And I thought being a loose woman was going to be fun. What happened? A lot of us, you know, we're attracted to, you know, gay men, dead men, that kind of thing, you know. They're slim. This probably doesn't fit. You probably don't even know who Adam Lambert is. I'm sure you don't because it doesn't fit. But anyway, it is kind of funny because a lot of women my age, it's so funny where if you go online, you can find us. We're called Lamberts. Okay. We love Adam Lambert. He's this singer who's really tall and gay and really good looking. And I remember standing in line waiting to see his show. And a lot of us, I'm telling you, we were so excited. We were lubricating without assistance. Can you believe it? And you know what? To the girls, I said, Adam is turning us on so much, we're all getting our periods again. Wow. Okay, let's see. Oh, you know, it's so stupid. I remember when I got married, I remember thinking, you know, don't spend a lot of money on your wedding dress. Don't spend a lot of money on something you're only going to wear, 5 or 6 times. You know what I mean? I only got to wear it once. You know what I mean? You know, I have 2 sisters. Both of them are on their 3rd marriage. And I have a degree in political science, which is a great degree to get if you don't particularly want a job afterwards. You know, around the block only once. Why? Because I'm lazy. And I have learned a lot. And this is for you men to listen to still. I mean, I don't know if you're aware of this, but hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. No fury at all. I don't know. You probably know who the Kennedy family is, the Kennedys, you know. However you feel politically, the Kennedys were notorious, the men, for cheating on their women. They really were. I think they kept condoms in their head. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know if you know this, but the patriarch of the family was Joseph. And the matriarch, what was her name again? Rose. And darned if Rose wasn't in bed with him while he was having a stroke. Having a stroke, are we, honey? After cheating on me and humiliating me for 50 years? I'd love to call 911, but that phone looks so far away. Having another stroke, are we? Honey, one was never enough for you, was it? And any of you women out there, there's probably some women too, you know, just for you. I mean, you know, men say they want women who are thin and nubile, but do they ever call us by low-fat names? No. Boys, how's my little honey bun? How's my little sweetie pie? How's my little cream puff? No guy has ever said, I'm dying to make love to you, you dried out skinless chicken breast, you, right? Get over here, zucchini stick. You're a hot little radish. I'm peeled and I'm ready. You know what I hate? I hate acronyms, don't you? I mean, they all these, I don't know what they stand for usually. You know, it just makes me crazy. Like it started with LOL. Remember that? LOL? Laugh out loud. Have you ever laughed out loud at an LOL joke? No. It should be MGM, which is 1 second. Oh, well, I guess I lost it. Okay. Well, forget that one. Okay. Oh, it's a new joke. Darn. Okay. It is. Oh, darn. Oh, whatever. I want to know where it is. It's probably here. There's so many new jokes. Okay. Mild giggle, maybe. How's that? How's that? Sorry about that. Anyhow, I'm back though. By the way, money's always been an issue for me. I don't know if it's been an issue for you too. And I thought, you know, maybe it's got something to do with my background. Like I'm Canadian. I'm actually a Canadian, Romanian, Jewish girl who somehow lost her way and ended up on this show. And I don't know if you've seen Canadian money, okay, but the quarter's a moose, the dime is a beaver. No, the quarter's a moose, the dime is a sailboat, the nickel is a beaver, and the penny is a maple leaf because we have no prime ministers we're proud of.
There you go.
Having a meet, you know, they actually do call the loonie. They call the loonie the $2 bill loonie. I mean, they just really call it that. They don't even pretend, you know. Anyway, I could use a little therapy. You think? I don't know. In the military, I mean, you need therapy too. Therapy, you know, can really help you. But it's really about finding the right therapist, you guys, and whatever girl is there. And so I don't know. You can write me. Does anyone know of a therapist who would let me post-date my checks until I'm cured?
Yeah. Yes.
You do? Oh, that would be great. See, wouldn't that be great? Because nobody would have to pay anything for therapy at all because no one ever gets cured. Am I right? Of course I'm right. Okay. You know, I also do, have you heard of affirmations? You walk around, you say really nice things to yourself. You lie to yourself all day. It's so much fun. And, but there's a reason why they don't work. I'll tell you why. Because you can't say I am rich and then look around. You're not rich, okay? You have to have warm-up affirmations. It's not I am rich. It's I paid a bill today. I paid a bill today. It's not I am dating this fantastic millionaire with a full head of hair that's really his own that he didn't buy. No, it's I met this gay guy, but at least he listens. Hey, it's a start. You know? And I like to do my affirmations at the dollar store, the warm-up ones. And I was doing them once, and a can of tuna socked me in the head. Can you believe it? And at first I was really upset. And then I realized, you know what? These affirmations are working. Material things are flying towards me. Wow. God, I love that store. Even if I were rich, I'd still go there. You know, I really would, because, you know, I mean, would you rather, like, I don't know, go to an expensive supermarket and buy like a head of lettuce? Or would you rather buy 5 defective bras? You gotta choose. You know, and going there teaches you about relationships because you learn the art of compromise. For example, I did buy myself a few bras, okay? And they didn't lift, but they sure did separate. There you go. All right. Oh, you know, I don't mean to brag because I know, you know, I moved recently. I stopped living on the edge. It got so crowded. It's only why are people always pushing you off the edge? Because it's crowded. At the edge. You know where I'm spending my time now? On the verge. I love it on the verge. Everyone's happy and no one's doing anything. Ooh. Let's see. I'm on the verge of writing a script, cleaning the room, winning an Emmy. But I think I'll have some chips because these chips are going to be fresh. What, for a week? But my to-do list will stay fresh for years to come. Oh, yeah. It's interesting, too, on the verge because we don't really believe in the power of now. We believe in the power of maybe later. Okay, and let's see. Okay, I will say this. Oh yeah, okay. I've worked for a living. I've never been fired from a job, which is amazing. Isn't that amazing? I hear claps, even though they're not really there. It's good to be delusional these days. It really helps. Anyway. You see, usually when I would do that in my act, I would spit on people and I would say that's how I set my boundaries, but I can't. Anyway, but I can't tell you how many jobs I've been released from without my permission. The nerve, the nerve. Telemarketing. Boy, that's a fun job, eh? Fun. I remember I was at work one day. Well, first of all, we had a meeting, okay, with the supervisor, you know, to let us know that this telemarketing job was going to help us in our lives. It's going to teach us about tenacity. And a lot of us were crying, including myself during that meeting. We really didn't want to be there. But anyway, I went back to my seat and this guy, he called someone and the person on the other end flushed the toilet in his ear. Can you believe it? And you know what the guy said? Should I take that as a maybe? Tenacity. Oh yeah. Anyway, let's see here. I'll say it anyway, because I do have a career in show business too. You know, it's the only business that you break into. You don't break in any other business. Who breaks into plumbing? You know, into show business, you break into show business because most of the people in show business have, you know, relatives in the business. The rest of us have to break in, I say. Anyway, take it easy, Charisse. You know, well, you know, I had a really good speaking role in a Japanese porno movie, and I know it sounds, but I played the mother of the girl who had a little problem in the garage, and let's leave it at that. And I said to the director, you know, because he could speak some English, I said, I just want you to know, I'm not going to take my clothes off. And he said, did anyone ask you to? Really? Anyhow, and I am looking for a guy on the internet because I would like a relationship based on honesty and trust. I don't trust myself though, you know, like I'm really attracted to psychopaths. They are really good looking. You know why? Because their skin is really smooth. Or why? When you have no conscience, no wear and tear in the face. Oh gosh. And also, I'm telling you, this happened to me once. I met this guy, okay? He had his eyes done, but not the rest of his face. Really, I did, okay? And forgetful, aren't we? And in my opinion only, that you should not get plastic surgery if you're on a budget. I remember the guy was like sitting there, you know, he was trying to wink at me, but he just couldn't. Anyway, and I remember looking at his face. I lost my appetite right away. I was looking at his face, and I remember thinking to myself, I'd rather see different generations in a family, not in a face. Hello. Anyway, things are a little rough now. I mean, those sugar daddy days are gone. You know, they're just gone. There's no more sugar daddies because they're all diabetic. Oh well. Fun. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Well, as you all know, well, you don't know this actually, because a lot of my friends were brought up in Jewish homes. I myself, however, was put down in one. And I don't know, like, it's very weird because when we grew up in my family, we couldn't really speak. We weren't really allowed to speak very much. And that's probably why I ended up talking backwards. Drukap Gnikat. Oh, well, hello. Oh. Anyway, here we know. Okay. I remember once, okay, this is what happened. We had a candle lit in the middle of the room, okay, because nobody in my family could sneeze fully. That's how repressed we were. Would you like to see the family sneeze? Here we go. We had a candle lit in the middle of the room. We all sneezed at once. Hey, it stayed lit. What are you going to do? Mm-hmm. And, well, okay. I was married. I was, like, as you know, only once. And he was very creative, though, my ex-husband. His name was Marty. I hate that name, but I hope you aren't too many people are named Marty. But anyway, he was very creative. I could take him to a party. He could go to the party and create colitis. Wow. Whoa. And I remember he wanted me to sign a prenuptial agreement. And I said, how about a premenstrual agreement? Fair. You know, because I remember we're sitting, like, he had 2 beanbag chairs and some of the beans were coming out. And I thought, what are we going to do? Split the beans? Nuts. Anyway, also, okay. All right. Well, I don't mean to brag again, but I was married 2.5 years. Long time if you break it down into half-hour segments. And I remember one night, you know, we had a waterbed actually, and we used to snack in that waterbed a lot. And I woke up one morning, I was salted. Wow. Okay. And also, we had a waterbed, and it was very interesting because, you know, he preferred me dizzy. I don't know why. But anyway, he really said this to me because he loved me, you know. He said to me, Charisse, I love you so much. If you leave me, I'm going to kill myself. And I said, honey, you kill yourself, I'll stay. Huh? How's that? I'd like to end on something because I'd like you guys all to live, you know. What you've done for our country. Well, it's, you know, I'm Canadian, but for the country, you've done a lot. You know what I mean? And great. So, did you know, because this would be a terrible way to die after you've been serving. In the last 10 years, 13 people have died. How have they died? Because vending machines have fallen on them. So the next time that treat doesn't come out of the machine, do not kick it and shake it. You let it be. Because wouldn't it be terrible at your funeral, no matter what great things you've done with your life, all anyone's going to be able to say about you is, boy, he really must have loved Skittles. Thank you. My name is Charisse. Thank you.
Oh,
Guys,
man.
great, you guys.
Oh, my
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Charisse Savarin.
You guys again. Great.
Thank you so much for coming on board and doing the Bob Hope spot for us. Where are we going to see you at next? Where are you at next?
I was just, someone just texted me. I think I'm going to be in Santa Anita or Santa Clarita or one of those Santas somewhere. You know, something. And there's always things come up, but and my website is called YUK.com. If you want to go there, take a peek.
Fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it going for Charisse Savarin.
yay.
Now I'm seeing Mr. Longhorn here on screen. Sir, welcome to the crew again. And I did not know if you were signing up for today or not. Would you like a set, or are you just here to enjoy our Bob Hope spot, Charisse Savarin?
I'm just here for the beer.
See, you're bringing them in, ma'am. You're bringing them in.
She was awesome. Absolutely awesome. So great job. Great job. I just stopped in because I needed a little comedy. I got a show tonight. So, you need a little pick me up before you go and do what you do. So thank you very much for that, Charisse.
Yes.
Chatter. I mean, is it Charisse? I'm not saying it wrong. I know I did. But great set.
First name is Longhorn.
Yes, ma'am.
That's kind of bragging now, isn't it? Okay, but anyway.
It's a stage name because my name is Vernon Davis and it's a very white guy name. So.
Oh, I see. Yeah, Longhorn. Yeah, I see. I get it.
So I'm a Texan, and the name was given to me. You wouldn't believe the story behind it. Maybe one day y'all have me on the show and I'll tell the story. So.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
All right, guys.
We'll actually be at Bay Area Cooperative coming up on the 3rd of October at 5 p.m. And Linda, is that going to be 5 p.m. Pacific time or 5 p.m. Mountain time?
5 p.m. Pacific.
5 p.m. Pacific time. You can see Longhorn. He's actually doing support for the Bay Area Cooperative. And they actually are trying to raise funds to bring together a safe location for artists to practice their craft.
Happy to be a part of it.
Thank you so much for coming on. And Liz is going to be on it in February. No, December. You're on the December show, right?
Yeah. Actually, you had me on the October show, but if the
No,
we'll
no, I'm
follow up
trying.
after that.
I'm trying to remember off the top of my cup. It's not.
I feel a certain kind of way about working with officers, but I guess she'll be okay.
It's the enlisted roots that are showing. Trust me, the enlisted roots are showing.
Sweetheart, that is not enlisted roots. Them roots been around for a while.
Oh,
So-
yeah. Damn proud of them. Proud of them.
Hey, I was enlisted, so hey, nope, I was enlisted, so. But anyway, y'all enjoy. I'm gonna stick around and listen up, okay?
All righty. Thank you so much for coming.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, and Linda, can you do me a favor? Flip over a quick highlight here because I'd like to thank our sponsors for the show. Veterans for Military is actually sponsored by AHA Broadway. These are our proud sponsors. They look after all the veterans who show up here on the show. They actually offer classes at very reasonable rates for veterans and children and anyone else looking to break into that next career, maybe find a sense of humor again, find a way to laugh again at life. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, please put your hands together. Welcome back to the stage, our host for tonight, Linda Marcus Smith.
Linda.
Thanks again, everybody. All your comedy was amazeballs. Oh my gosh. I love the comedy of David G. Scott, Clean Comedy, Liz Fresius.com. Is that correct?
Liz-Fresius.com.
Almost got it.
Yeah.
Longhorn, what's the name of your website?
Cops on Fox TV. Oh no, it's longhorncomedy.com.
Wonderful, thank you. And Charisse, your website is called whattheyuck.com.
Right.
Can I plug one other thing, Linda?
Yes.
My other website is called laughterhasnocolor.com. It's a comedy booking agency that I'm the co-owner of. and we were voted one of the top 30 booking agencies in the country because of our diversity.
Wow. What's the name of your website?
Laughterhasnocolor.com.
Love it. Thank you.
And laughter doesn't have any color unless you have really funky breath.
Breath or breasts?
Both.
You guys are so amazing, and please find a way to share this with one other veteran or veteran-owned company or veteran organization. Let's keep our military and veterans laughing. It's a long road during and after the military. Am I right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Charisse Savarin, for being our Bob Hope guest spot. You're amazing. Oh my gosh. We had so much fun, and I guess that's about it. But be sure and check out ahabroadway.org, everybody. Thank you all at home for listening, whether you have your pants on or not. Who cares? Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
go off Facebook Live now if anybody wants to stay.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you so much, Charisse.